But when those karmic forces leave you burned, wounded, the Divine Mother is there to soothe, heal, and rebuild your life force. Is the ash, the emptiness. And she does something which nobody can do. She revives that. She revives that spark inside you, the life force inside you. The goddess who defeated demons, who created the universe, who holds all the wisdom, she can speak through you, through your throat chakra. But she can't speak through you if your throat chakra is closed. She can't bloom if there's a lot of fear inside you. The same is true for people who chant Lalitha Sahasranamam every day. So whoever chants Lalitha Sahasranamam, this is my observation, you will see a difference in their speech because we get Devi's energy in our speech. Om Śrīmad-splendid. So let's meditate on verse 34.
Haranetragni Sandagdha Kāma Sanjīvana Śrīmad-Vāgbhava Kūta svarūpa-a.
Haranetragni, the third eye of Lord Shiva. Sandagdha, completely burnt, reduced to ashes. Kāma, desire, love. Sanjīvana, bringing back to life. Auṣadhīḥi, medicine, healing herb. She became the life-giving medicine for kamadeva, who was burnt to ashes by the fire from Shiva's third eye. Haranetragni is the fire from Shiva's third eye. Hara is Shiva, Netra eyes, Agni is fire. Sandagdha means completely burnt to ashes. So Kāma here stands for desire, love or passion. And in this context, it's kamadeva, Manmada. Sanjīvani is a Sanjīvana, bringing back to life. Right? Auṣadhīḥi is a healing herb, medicine. So the Divine Mother became the life-giving medicine for Kamadeva, who was burnt to ashes by the fire from Shiva's third eye. I'm sure that many of you know this story, right? Let's just go back to the backstory. So there was a time when powerful asuras, like Taragasura, a lot of these asuras, they're creating chaos across the world. They've done intense tapas and received boons. Like one of the boons is they could only be killed by Parameshwara's son, own son. So the god Devas were desperate because the world was in danger. They were doing all kind of things in the world. And Shiva didn't have a son at the time. So after losing his wife, Shiva withdrew from the world. And he lost interest in life, love, everything. And he spent years meditating. And Devas were panicked. They know that only Shiva's son can save the world. And Shiva is like unmoved. He kind of sat shutting down himself, completely feeling cold, not interested in anything. So Devas decided to send Kamadeva, the god of love, to try to awaken Shiva's heart. Kamadeva, Manmada. Man means mind and Mada means madness, agitation. So Manmada represents the force that stirs our mind, right? Which ignites our desire and creates longing within us. So Kamadeva arrives in his chariot. And in this story, Kamadeva is not humble. He's very confident, arrogant. He believes that he can do anything. He's described as the most attractive person in the creation. So he approaches Shiva and raises his flower arrows, fragrance arrows, hoping to spark love in Shiva's heart. Then the crucial moment arrives. The arrow touches Shiva. Shiva opens his eyes for a moment, and in that instant, his anger erupts. His third eye opens wide, sending out a beam of fire that strikes Kamadeva, turning him into ashes instantly. Kāma is destroyed. The heavens fall silent. The god of love is gone, and the world turns cold, joyless, no love, no desire. Redi, his wife, Kamadeva's wife, she started crying, weeping. Love and longing in the world disappeared. So Devas realized that this is not a good thing, right? It's frightening. Without love, the world cannot go on. As they say, love is life and life is love. So the Devas, they started praying to the Divine Mother. knowing that if love remains lost in the world will end. So the Divine Mother sees the mystery, caused by the loss of love. And she notices the dryness, the grief, and the emptiness in the world without love. So with her compassion, she brings Kāma back to life using the Sanjīvani medicine. She also blesses kamadeva with even greater power so that love can return to the world, and Kāma returns. He returned to the world. This is the story. Now again, one word here is Sanjīvani. We all know Sanjīvani from Ramayana, right? Under the Sanjīvani, the herb that brings life back. When Lakshmana was struck down by Indrajit, right? Hanuman was sent to bring the Sanjīvani herb to restore his life. So there's a beautiful detail in Ramayana. When Hanuman landed on this mountain, the herbs, they became invisible. They hid. Right? Why would they do that? Because these were not ordinary plants. They were conscious. They were divine manifestation of the Divine Mother herself. So they were testing Hanuman's devotion, his intent, purity, and things like that. So now the question is, how did people even know that this herb existed to cure Lakshmana? Because Sanjīvani didn't first appear in the Ramayana. It existed long before that, as part of the creation. So whenever the gods are in trouble, devas are in trouble, the Divine Mother offers a solution through nature. She rises to help the gods. So when Shiva burnt Kāma to ashes, Mother came to bring life back. So when Indrajit, struck down Lakshmana, the Mother appeared as a Sanjīvani and restored him. Sometimes she appears as nature, sometimes as medicine, but she always comes. So the message here is very powerful. She heals and she gives us life force. Let's look deeper, because the story isn't just about Kāma. It's also about all of us. So in the story, Shiva's anchor turns Kāma to ash, right? And Devi's love brings him back. So there's a deeper meaning here. So when our minds are filled with lust, greed, pride, the disciplined fatherly force of Shiva may punish us. So in life, discipline comes as karma, fate, judgment, all the consequences of karma. And it can feel harsh and it can even burn you. But when those karmic forces leave you burned, wounded, the Divine Mother is there to soothe, heal and rebuild your life force. So Kāma's death and return are actually symbolic. Selfish desire is destroyed, and what returns is pure love that serves higher purpose. So that's why this verse, Devi was the mother and guru. When life disciplines you, she consoles you, she teaches you, and she reignites that spirit within you. So just know this, and even if you have suffered any pain, loss, betrayal, hurt from others, Devi can heal you. Even your deepest wounds, whatever burns you have inside. And with her care, endings can become a new beginning. It's like this. Imagine like something happens in your life, right? Something inside you feel burnt. It can be anything in your life. Betrayal, humiliation, rejection, loss, trauma, or harsh word from somebody, failure, something which burnt you inside, right? And what happens when something burns? Something inside you dies, right? Not physically, but inside you, The Kāma dies, the desire, the spark inside you dies. You feel low, no desire for anything. Some kind of emptiness in your life. Can you relate? You stop wanting, you stop hoping, you stop dreaming. You feel burned inside like ash. The Divine Mother sees the ash, the emptiness, and she does something which nobody can do. She revives that. She revives that spark inside you, the life force inside you. The truth is, if desire is not revived, the world would collapse, right? Your inner world collapse. So I kind of believe that we die when we don't have any purpose in life. If there is no spark inside you, that's when we die. So she becomes the Sanjīvana Auṣadhīḥi, the medicine that brings the dead back to life. When I say dead, the life force. It's like the story of the phoenix bird, the bird that rises from the ash. Even in your own life, if you want to rise from the ashes, Devi can help you. Just allow yourself. There's a rebirth. Your inner spirit will come back. So the mother is whispering to the ashes in your heart, rise up with love. This means your numbness is not permanent. Your spark is not gone. It's just waiting under the ash. So when you chant Haranetragni, Sandagdha, Kāma, Sanjīvana, Auṣadhīḥi, just imagine the Divine Mother standing beside you, gently blowing on the ashes inside your heart, and something begins to glow back. So do not be afraid of life. If something burned, inside you, you don't have to worry. You've not lost your spark. The medicine exists. The mother is here, and she knows exactly how to bring back, the life force. Om Śrīmatre Namaha. So let's move to the next verse.
Śrīmad-Vāgbhava Kūta svarūpa-a mukha-paṅkajā.
Śrīmad-splendid or revered. Vāgbhava. Vāk is speech, bhava, origin. Kūta is a group or a cluster. Kūta svarūpa-a, eka svarūpa, single form. Mukha-paṅkajā, lotus face. She whose lotus-like face is the embodiment of the glorious Vāgbhava Kūta. That's a sacred sound. So there's something powerful begins from this verse in Lalitha Sahasranamam. This is verse 34, Nama 85. And from this Nama of Lalitha Sahasranamam, we move from Devi's sthula form, the visible form, to Sukshma, which is unseen form. So till the previous verse, right, the mother was a warrior, weapon, war, fire, demons, destruction. Bandasura is burned, the city of emptiness collapses, the ego is reduced to ash. All this thing happened, right? And after that, this Nama appears, and it is intentional. Because as long as the ego is loud inside you, the divine wisdom cannot rise. You cannot hear the truth, sacred truth, when your mind is filled with inner conflicts, arguments. So the Sahasranamam, from this Nama, it turns inward. From outside weapons to wisdom. Weapons to wisdom. So the greatest battle, it happens inside. After the ego is conquered, after Bandasura is killed, the real healing begins. And now Devi comes without weapons. She comes with words of wisdom. The power of sacred speech to heal your deepest wounds. And it's a very powerful verse, this particular line. There's a lot of secret meaning to this. Śrīmad-Vāgbhava Kūta svarūpa. Śrīmad is glory of granting the wisdom. She's Jnana-pradayaka, right? Then comes this word Vāgbhava. Vāk is speech. Bhava is origin, the source of speech. The very first vibration before even the word comes. It's called the womb of speech. It's the origin of all expressions. So in the human body, you have this throat chakra, right? Vishuddha chakra. This is where the inner impulse, whatever impulses you have, it becomes an audible sound. It starts here. So by saying her face is Vāgbhava, the text is telling her face is the source code of all language, everything, all poetry, scriptures. And then the word Kūṭa is a very important word in this Nama. Kūṭa has multiple meanings in Sanskrit, and everything matters. Kūṭa is also called peak, the highest point, the highest mantra. Kūṭa also means cluster, group, because the group of syllables. Kūṭa also means secret, because there is something hidden in this verse. Kūṭa also means trap. So speech can be a greatest strength, but it can also become your biggest trap. Because ego creates this trap with language. Eka svarūpa means one essence. The mother's face and the Vāgbhava Kūta are identical. Face and sound is same. Even in our everyday life, right? We identify someone with their face or their sound. Both are same. These are the two unique things in somebody. Face and the sound. The same thing they're talking here. And mukha-paṅkajā, lotus face. Paṅkajā means born from mud. So Divine Mother's face is the sacred source of this sound, Vāgbhava. And just like a lotus blooms from the mud, your voice actually rises from the messiest, muddiest part of our life. So here we're talking about how we express ourselves to the world. So our voice is in the throat chakra, right? And when something happens, like trauma and things like that, this is silenced. This place gets blocked. Your energies here get blocked. There's an energy blockage here. And it shows up the way you express yourself, to the world. You feel some kind of tightness here. Words get stuck when you try to express. That's because the energy is blocked here. So there's a beautiful secret in Tantra and Yoga, because they say the goddess lives in our bodies, and the Kundalini, the coiled energy in the base of the spine, when it awakens, the energy rises up through the chakras, the energy centers, and when it reaches the throat chakra, Vishuddha chakra, it becomes speech. Just think about it. The divine energy can literally transform, it becomes your voice. Goddess, the same goddess who defeated demons, who created the universe, who holds all the wisdom, she can speak through you, through your throat chakra. But she can't speak through you if your throat chakra is closed. She can't bloom if there's a lot of fear inside you. So how does the Divine Mother, help you to find your lost voice? So that's the secret in this mantra, this verse. So she does it by working from the inside out. Remember, like, her subtle form is mantra, right? Sound. There's a vibration. There's a vibration in the creation. So to heal, you have to awaken this sound inside you. The vibration of a mantra is essentially her voice within you. So it will clear the energetic blockages, like a pure water washing through a clogged pipe, right? It's something like that. So it's like this. Think of your heart like a pond, right? From the outside, everything looks calm, but inside, everything is messy. A lot of emotions, anger inside you, love which is held back, dreams which is postponed. The truth you didn't say. A lot of things are inside, and the water feels heavy inside. Now imagine a tiny bija, a lotus seed, falling into this pond, darkness. And when it falls, something inside you say that, I need to rise up. And it will go into the mud. The mud is your pain, your fear, your anchor, everything. And something strange happens. The seed begins to grow. And it pushes its way up through the dirty water, all the old wounds, hurt, disturbances in your life, emotions, and it will shake everything. And it keeps moving up like a lotus. And it's like, how lotus rises, right? During the sunrise, it comes, it reaches the surface, it meets light, and when it meets light, it blooms. Beautiful lotus comes out. There's a seed. Lotus seed is the bijaksharam here. The bijaksharam in Panchadashi mantra. And the lotus is your voice. So here, the Vāgbhava Kūta, it's a mantra, is part of the Panchadashi mantra. So in the Sri Vidya tradition, Vāgbhava refers to the different Kūtas, the first three sections of the Panchadashi mantra. And it's composed of 5 syllables, 5 aksharams. Ka, I, La, and Hrim. So this syllables is basically the DNA of the Divine Mother. And it's very sacred, secret, and it should be only used with the Guru's guidance. Ka, I, La, Hrim. And these are not just sounds, okay? Each one is a key that will unlock something inside you. Ka is the creative spark, the first impulse, the spark inside you. It's like the big bang of your thoughts. E is the womb, the space where the spark is nurtured, given form. So your idea, it starts here. I is the clarity, the focus. It refines your message. La is grounding, earth. It is that force that makes your words come out in reality, that into action. Hreem is the connection, the heart connection. There's a secret ingredient that makes your words more powerful. It brings transformation. People will feel your truth. So when these 5 forces work together, you don't just speak, you transmit divine wisdom. See how beautiful it is. So by naming her face Vāgbhava, the text states that the goddess face is the source code of all languages. Right? So the term kūṭa is the most psychologically and philosophically complex word in this verse. So to chant the mantra is to draw her face. And these are not ordinary sounds. They are the bija mantras, and when you chant them, they open up the throat chakra, and Devi will blossom like a lotus within you. So when you truly feel the goddess within you, you feel joyful. It blossoms inside. All the fear will melt. You realize that there's somebody with you. The mother is always there with you. Mother has your back. And this gives you the courage to speak from your heart. The scriptures say that a person whose inner goddess is fully awakened, they speak with some magical power, with words which will enlighten others. The same is true for people who chant Lalitha Sahasranamam every day. So whoever chants Lalitha Sahasranamam, this is my observation, you will see a difference in their speech, because we get Devi's energy in our speech. It is said that Lalitha Sahasranamam is essentially an elaborated form of this 15-syllable mantra, which is considered the sonic body of Devi. And it is divided into 3 sections. It's a little complex, I won't get into that. Like 3 kūṭas, 3 forms, 3 gunas, and 3 gunas of this creation. It's very deep. So these syllables are not random sounds. They shape the inner power of your soul. It influences how you think, how you understand, how you express yourself. The first section is called Vani, right? Vāgbhava Kūta, which is fire, the fire form of Kundalini, the fire energy, and it cleanses the throat. It burns away the impurities that block your voice. And even if you look at psychology, right, many people, they fear speaking up for various reasons. They fear rejection, judgment, and things like that. They hold their voice back. You seen that? And over time, when you don't speak up, it creates blockages in your throat chakra, Vishuddha chakra, and it shows up as ailments in your body, even in your mind. You're not good in expressing yourself. So the Vāgbhava Kūta is the mantra is like a medicine for this. So when you chant the sounds, ka, I, I'm not getting into the mantra, but just think about Lalitha Sahasranamam. When you chant Lalitha Sahasranamam, you're getting the same benefit. So these sound vibrations stimulates your vagus nerve. Right? So basically, it loosens the physical lock inside in your chakras. And in neuroscience, they talk about all this in different language, but the crux is there in Lalitha Sahasranamam, which is written thousands of years back. So chanting creates this vibration in your nervous system. Chanting activates that part of the nervous system that signals safety. You feel like, okay, I'm taken care of. You feel safe. Even that humming sound, hreem sound, it has a healing effect in your body. So our rishis knew all these things. They knew sound heals. They knew vibration transforms you. And these syllables, bija aksharams, they're not words. They're not even sounds. It's not like words like cat or dog. They are like powerful sounds that can bypass your thinking, your overthinking, and it can touch directly, in yourself. I'll share with you a case study, a spiritual case study. This is the story of Mukha Kavi. Mukha was a devotee in Kanchipura, Kamakshi temple. He was born mute. He could not speak. He could not defend himself, and he was mocked by everybody. His silence was a curse. So he visits Kanchi Kamakshi temple every day. He does his praying. He used to, cry. In the sense like he prays with tears. So one day he was circling the temple, and he was crying, to the mother. So mother, she takes the tampula in her mouth and she gives to him. So there's a whole story, how it works. And the moment it touches his tongue, the knot of silence breaks inside him. So this chakra opens up. And he produced some 500 verses of poetry. It's called the mukha-paṅkajā. It's very powerful. It's a very powerful sutra. Even Kalidasa, same story. So Vāgbhava Kūta, it unlocks your expression, your voice, it can turn a voiceless person into a poet. Can you imagine? That's the power. Because the goddess is already within you. It's all about calling her, awakening her. So it's a very powerful verse. In your everyday life, whenever you feel a lump in your throat, in the sense like if you're not able to speak up, just close your eyes and take a deep breath and invite the mother. Imagine her lotus face in front of you. Look at her unconditional love and suddenly just breathe. Devi, just be with me. Just help me to express myself. And then you feel your throat, softening. And that is her hand on your shoulder. And you can even chant any mantra like Śrīmad-splendid, any mantra. So the vibration of those mantras will cleanse the blockages and they will come to help you. The knot will loosen. And also when you speak, the right words will come naturally. It always comes. Now remember, his face is described as Śrīmad, radiant, blissful. So when you truly feel her presence, joy blossoms inside you. And something beautiful happens. When you speak after connecting like this, your words will carry her energy. They become gentle, compassionate, but very powerful. You speak what is true with love. Om Śrīmad-splendid. So let's recap verse 34.
Haranetragni Sandagdha Kāma Sanjīvana Auṣadhīḥi Śrīmad-Vāgbhava Kūta mukha-paṅkajā.
So this verse has two beautiful moments. First, the mother brings life back to what was burnt to ashes. Then she brings her voice back to the one who has been silenced inside. Haranetragni Sandagdha Kāma Sanjīvana Auṣadhīḥi. The verse calls her as Kāma Sanjīvana Auṣadhīḥi, means the medicine that revives Kāma. So she doesn't just heal, she brings the life force back. She revives love, longing, inspiration. She ignites that spark within. So just the pattern is when Shiva's fire destroys our selfish desire, Devi's grace revives a pure love inside us for a higher purpose. Discipline may burn you, but the mother's compassion rebuilds that. Then the next line, the verse turns to a very powerful shift. Śrīmad-Vāgbhava Kūta mukha-paṅkajā. Her face and the sound, the sacred sound, are not separate. To see her is to hear her. To chant her is to draw her. So your voice does not need a perfect life to bloom. Your voice will rise from the muddiest part of your story, from pain, from shame, from all your struggles. The mother does not reject your mud. She uses that. She blooms through it like a lotus. So the crux of verse 34 is the Divine Mother restores what life burns. She revives your inner life force and also your sacred voice. May the Divine Mother become your Sanjīvani and bring life back, life force back. And may Devi bless your throat with that fire. May your words be true, loving and free. May Devi be with you. Om Śrīmad-splendid.